6 beers in and you're ready to party at halftime. But this could be arguably the biggest single moment in, say, grand final entertainment, because we do statistical betting at bets.com.au.
Hello and welcome back to Ahead of the Game Sports Chat with Sports Pez Jez. Tuck Sports Takes from bets.com.au, where you get all your game previews completely free. Good shit, boys.
What an intro, mate. You're getting really creative with these. I love it.
I'm going to mix it up a bit, keep the people interested.
Yeah.
Jez, today,
Yes.
we're going to be talking about grand final performances, but not the one which maybe people would think heading into the AFL and NRL Grand Finals. There's so much content around on-field performance from the players, from the coaches, from the water boys, the referees. But this one, it's about something else. It's about entertainment.
All right.
What you sound looking like
Thanks.
it's surprised.
I was I thought, I didn't know where you were going. I thought you were going to throw a curveball at me, and now we're doing entertainment. The fuck you talking about? I've been writing down player performances from the last 20 years for both AFL and NRL. We're doing entertainment? You're kidding yourself.
Well, I don't think anybody, if you haven't seen anything around Snoop Dogg, so we're recording this the week before the AFL Grand Final. If you've missed anything about Snoop Dogg, you're living under a rock, because the guy and the AFL have just been pushing the narrative, or the marketing around Snoop Dogg to the highest degree. But it made us think, Jez, this could be an all-time great performance. And what other performances have there been in Australian grand final sports? Entertainment.
What a segue, mate. What a segue. Well done. You just nailing the intro, nailing the segue. Mate, what a guy. You really stepped up a level today. I'm impressed.
Oh, every now and again. Once a month.
I was going to say something about once a month, but I thought about
it. It ran through my head as well.
It's your grand final performance once a month.
This is my grand final.
Yeah.
But there was so many, when we started to look at this, so many performances that you remember, or don't remember, but you remember the people, and like, oh yeah, that person played, or that band played, or I remember when that happened at that one. And there's so many. So we picked 5, and probably not in any necessarily ranked order, but
no.
I mean, you could talk about this for days, because there's so many, and so many good ones and so many bad ones. And very likely, Jez, that we'll jump on again soon and do an all-time bad list, because there's some ones that you can really rip into.
Yeah, I think depending on how Snoop Dogg goes, it could be an all-time best, you were saying. It could be an all-time worst. There's been some big stars that have bombed heavy. So that'll be an interesting follow-up pod for sure. Man, so hard to even pick out 5, and there's no way. I'm glad that we decided we weren't going to rank them, because I think you can't rank this level of entertainment and artistry. They all have their charms, I think, in at least in our list. I think we've gone through a pretty broad list and picking up some good Aussie stuff, some good international stuff. There's no way. It's uncomparable.
Yeah. And we've kept it just to the NRL and AFL, so to keep the research kind of narrow. And maybe in the future, if, Big Bash or Sydney to Hobart, whoever bloody gets entertainment at there. Can you think an pre-Ashes day one, you get someone out there doing a karaoke?
It's all you think about is just AFL and NRL. Interesting to see a halftime show of the Sydney to Hobart and who performs there, but that would be epic.
Out on a boat in the Bass Strait.
I'm on a boat. Maybe it's what was that guy that sung that? The comedian. I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
Oh, the Lonely Island and Akon.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the first pick of the bunch. And you can't go past this guy. All-time international performer. Played at the 2022 AFL Grand Final, Robbie Williams. Now, Jez, you and I both a fan of Robbie. Been to see him a couple of
Yeah.
times. I've been to see him a
I,
couple of times.
I think I've seen Robbie Williams more than any other artists. Ever.
Yeah,
I've saw him twice in Sydney, once in Brisbane, and even in Gothenburg in Sweden.
yeah. The
Uh,
guy loves Australia. He loves performing, loves getting the eyes on him. And no matter his age, he still delivers with like a presence on the scene. He's never been like the most fantastic singer, but he's a
no,
fantastic performer.
yeah,
And this performance, 2022 AFL Grand Final, he must be in his 50s, right?
yeah. I don't know. There'd be
But
look that up. How old is he now? How
pink
old is Robbie?
suit, fireworks coming off a big platform, dancers all around him, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm the guy."
Yeah, he's 51 now, so he was
Uh,
what 48.
yeah,
All right.
but it was a
I didn't.
fantastic performance.
Yeah. I think it was one like when you sort of do your research and obviously just taking it in. If you go onto the tube and watch it, it's it's like coming close to Super Bowl caliber because you just sort of saw the amount of work. Like you can see just in that photo that we threw up if you're watching us on the tube. It's like you've got a big band behind. There was like a heap of dancers down on the field. Like the production that he brought was the similar type of productions you do see at the Super Bowl. Obviously, not to that extreme. We're Australia, we're not America, and have to max everything. But it was pretty close. So I think that's what makes it iconic, and also the obviously the amount of fans that Robbie Williams has in
Mm.
Australia just sort of it created an atmosphere at the start of the AFL Grand Final, got everybody 100% in the mood for for the big day. And yeah, obviously Delta Goodrum, smart to have old Delta there. And then he even blasted out The Voice by Johnny Farnham. So he did his rendition of that and sort of said that obviously it's the anthem, one of the anthems of Australia, which it absolutely is. So
Yeah,
smart to do that, bring in a bit of Aussie flavour to an international artist because, yeah, and it just maxed for sure.
yeah. As you said, Delta Goodrum in on the show, the pink, one of the all-time greatest kind of Aussie story, well,
Yeah,
not stories, but the way that she progressed through her career, and then obviously the cancer battle, and then returning, and a proper pop princess,
yeah.
and a perfect combination on the stage. Jazz, there's one thing about this that I also want to kind of touch on, and it's the fact that these performances um, are like pre-game. They're not
Mm,
halftime performances like you'd see in the NFL Super Bowl.
mm.
Um, What's your thought? Like, does that get everybody hyped for the game and then you kind of into it straight away, or would you rather see it at halftime to kind of keep the mood flowing? What are your thoughts?
Like I think I like the concept of the halftime show. Um, it makes like everybody's there. You're in the mood. You're either sort of celebrating if if your team's doing good, or it picks you up if your team's doing bad. I like the halftime concept probably more than pre-game. Pre-game, you like I guess people are starting to come in. The idea is to probably get people into the stadium earlier instead of everybody trying to rush in, especially obviously at the MCG because you got 100,000 people coming into the stadium. So this might be a way where they get people in a little bit earlier. But yeah, for me, I would much prefer to be sort of in the guts of it. You're 6 beers in and you're ready to party at halftime, but you might all of a sudden get too hyped and lose your concentration on the
Your
game. But
marbles.
yeah, but I think it's good. Like, but there's a lot of people. I think, especially at the AFL Grand Final, when we're talking with Adam about it going to the prelims, there's a lot of people that, like, are obviously interested in the game because it's a grand final, but it's not their team. So I think even having it at halftime probably even helps that for me because it gives you the entertainment. You've got the game. It's the whole sort of package. But yeah, I'm sure they have a smart. I don't know. We probably need to Google why they have it at the start. But I guess is
Yeah,
it the same in the NRL? It is.
yeah, that's I think so.
Mm.
We move on. The next
Yep.
artist or group. We said that there is some international flavour. There's some Aussie flavour in this one. This is an Australian rock band formed in 1981. So they've been playing and been around a long time, which means they've been able to kind of really root themselves in sport. And Jez, when we spoke about this one, we immediately kind of said that the song that the Hoodoo Gurus had for this 2007 grand final, that's my team, that whole concept around that's my team, like I still get goosebumps watching that performance today, because it just like, you remember those intros at the start of the season, it's like that's my team, and then you get the hits and the Benji flick pass and like
exactly, like the ads got you pumped straight away. So whenever you hear it, like you get chills and you think rugby league, like you remember and exactly that, like those hype videos were what made it iconic, and it's all a part of, I think this was the end of a 3-year campaign of That's My Team, and it just sort of brings back all the memories of that period of watching footy, and like iconic to sort of go out. I think it was the final time they ever played That's My Team live. So all of that all adds into it being one of the most epic grand final musical entertainments of all time, because there's so many people in our generation, or say 30, 40-year-olds, that are going to have this as one of their biggest NRL memories. And the hype. Everybody loves a hype video. So it's awesome, epic.
And the difference here, I think, as well, between if you've gone and watched these performances, or you remember them yourself, Robbie Williams, AFL Grand Final, all AFL Grand Finals, the pre-match entertainment, it's during the day, so a lot harder to get the atmosphere of a concert or that feeling. The Hoodoo Gurus in 07, you watch that and you see just like the darkness and then all the lights and the fire and the smoke, and like it really, the feeling of it is so much more. And it really conveys, I think, through the TV as well, where you're getting so much more viewers on TV for the NRL Grand Final in comparison. Like I think this performance was amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree. One of the best for sure. You can't have a list like this without having that.
No. Before we get into the third one, there's so many that we've missed out here. Like I'm just had the list up, and I think I have to go through just like the types of performers that have been at these different grand finals. You know, Jimmy Barnes, the kid Leroy played at the NRL last year. Hoodoo Gurus spoke about In Excess, Australian artists like Grinspoon, Cold Chisel, as the band. Kylie Minogue played at the 86 grand final with Jason Donovan.
Whoa.
Christine Anu, Kate Sobrano, Vanessa Amorosi, Wolf Mother, Living End, UMI. Like there's so many that have performed. That's just the NRL. The AFL have often gone for bigger, maybe international names, but have also had, unbelievable. Darryl Braithwaite, I think we spoke about, or was that NRL? Eskimo Joe. Tones and I wasn't a great performance, but she was big. The Killers, we're going to get to. Chris Isaac, Ed Sheeran, Birds of Tokyo, Tom Jones.
There you go. Nuts. Yeah, don't forget to write in the comments. If you've got this far, write in the comments and let us know what you think your favorite, like most iconic halftime pre-game entertainment was.
Next one, Jez, the Killers. We spoke about it just there. 2017 AFL Grand Final. And this one, like the Killers, we've also seen this band live, and they're amazing live. They really get the crowd going. There's songs you can sing along to, and the stage presence of these guys is just amazing. But there was also stage presence of another caliber in this performance. And it wasn't necessarily the pre-game this time around.
No. And that's like the awesome thing about this performance was they did a pre-game and then they were part of the post-game celebrations, and you get Jack Riewoldt coming up and blasting out Mr Brightside with Brandon Flowers. Like, this could be arguably the biggest single moment in, say, grand final entertainment, because
Yeah.
this hasn't happened. Like, you can't compare this performance or this small little moment in grand final history and grand final entertainment history, because, like, look at it, what a photo that is as well. Like, you've got Jack Riewoldt, premiership medal around his neck. It was the first time Richmond won a premiership in 37 years, and then he gets to go up on stage and blast out Mr Brightside. Like, wow. Like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it on my right leg and my right arm, half my face.
Having a stroke.
It's just, yeah, maybe. Heart attack will come soon. The final pod, what a moment.
Anything for the views, for the clicks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll finally go viral.
No, but mate, a fantastic performance this one, and yeah, I agree. Like the sentiment and the situation of that happening in an Australian event with an international artist or group like that is just so cool. And
Yeah.
I think this probably sticks in every AFL, whether fans mind, whether you're a Richmond supporter or a West Coast supporter, like you think about this moment and you're just like so happy for Jack, so happy for the sport, so happy for all the fans that got to be part of that.
Yeah, you wonder if you asked Jack himself what his greatest AFL footy moment would be. If, like, how do you go past that? Like, it's nothing on field. It's not about, I want to thank the boys. It's I want to thank Brandon Flowers. Like.
So, Jez, when we looked at this list and we said, okay, well, do we need to limit it to a certain kind of year to be able to kind of get the numbers down to be able to pick a top five? But we couldn't exclude this performance. Tina Turner, 1993 NRL Grand Final. I mean, Tina Turner was the it wasn't even NRL, it was ARL back then, of course. But just the simply the best movement, similar to the That's My Team from the Hoodoo Gurus, just embodied what rugby league was. Simply the best. Hard hitting, manly men, working the coal mines during the day, playing footy at night on the weekend, amazing.
Yeah, huge. It's exactly the same. It was almost like a copy and paste, the Hoodoo Gurus, of what they did with Tina Turner. But the Tina Turner era was 30 years. I think everybody, like, even if I was 7 years old when this performance was came, but it's something that you've carried with you if you were ever watched rugby league. Like, this song. You think Tina Turner, you think Simply the Best, you think NRL or ARL or old school footy, and then back the other way. Like, you think, whenever you're thinking about those old games or you see footage that's like this photo that we've just put up, like, even if you're seeing footage of the footy there, I think automatically in your head you're thinking of Rabs and you're thinking of Tina Turner, Simply the Best. Like, and the same, like the pump up videos and all the ads of hard yakka sort of feeling you got when you watch Simply the Best, and the old streamer pom-poms that you used to wave at the footy and stuff like that. Like, the more you talk about it, the more weird little memories you get, and it's all related to Simply the Best and rugby league in Australia in the early years.
And the performance was so good that they brought the Tina Turner, what do you call it? Not the memorial, lost the word. When you tribute, perfect. Back for, was it 2023 Grand Final?
Yeah,
it was.
It was like
the anniversary, 30 years. 30? Yeah.
2023, 93. Quick math. We do statistical betting at bets.com.au. Hang with us and we can take 2023 and 93 and work
But I
out
was
how
like,
many years it is.
30 can't be 30 because I'm only 37, and that means that
Yeah.
it's two. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, like you, I was 5 when, so you add that
Yeah.
on, and then the other side, and
Yeah.
then 37. There you go.
Wow. Wow. What
Um,
an analyst. Yeah. Algebra king.
yeah, but that grand final, Dragons and Broncos, low scoring, but hey, 35 years later, whatever the bloody thing
Just
is,
like
32 years.
random question. Like I think Brisbane. When I think Tina Turner, I also think Brisbane Broncos. Like I probably, if you would have asked who played in the grand final, I could have easily said Brisbane Broncos just because I don't know. But do
But
you
they were
relate it
the
to the Broncos or do you relate it to both or the Dragons? Like,
like I relate this era to two teams, to the Brisbane Broncos and the Canberra Raiders,
yeah,
because you got that. The Mal Meninga, Bradley Clyde, Nolan Andrew, Ken Nagus, Brett
David
Mullins.
Furner. Yeah,
Yeah, like that Canberra team was unbelievable. Then Brisbane, you got Alfie Langer, the
Alfie
Walters brothers,
ran
um,
off.
Renoff. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
so many, like that era
yeah,
for me. And I used to have trading cards, or the cards you got
yeah,
from
yeah,
when you bought the telly,
yeah,
like, and I just had
yeah,
like a big folder of them. And my pop used to always buy them for me, and this
mm,
was that era, and that's what you get.
yeah,
Remember, but also I can see the ad of the Simply the Best in my head, and even the
mm,
Newcastle Knights, um,
yeah.
and they're running it
The coal
on
mine
the sand
stuff. Yeah,
dunes,
yeah,
in the ad. So that era is just really nostalgic, I think, and it's so cool that this still lives on in our memories today, and is one of the best grand final performances that we thought.
yeah. 100%.
All right, Jazz, let's wrap up this top 5 with an Australian icon. And
Mm,
this one is an AFL grand final once again, but even though it was daytime, and even though it's, AFL, we grew up on NRL, but this performance and this artist or artist that then came up, just a fantastic performance. Johnny Farnham, 2009, on a platform above the tunnel, a band behind him at the end. Jimmy Barnes comes out as well, and just an all round Australian icon, and the performance is iconic.
yeah. So I was just like googling because like when you watch this, it's like Johnny Farnham. He's pretty old there, 2009. See how good your quick math is now. He's 76 now. So 16 years. What he would have been 60
Yeah.
then. Like he's still 60 years old and blasting out the voice. Like we said when we were talking about Robbie Williams, it's like it is an anthem of Australia. Like there's sort of a handful of songs that people hear and they're like, okay, that's Aussie, and the voice has to be one of those songs that's just like everybody relates that to Australia. And then you have Mark Seymour and Jimmy Barnes coming out blasting as well. I think when you watch it too, like he's above the tunnel where the players come out, and it comes out a whole bunch of people playing the bagpipes. Like it's just epic, and I think what makes this extremely iconic is exactly that stage that they set up. Like he's amongst the fans. Like you've got fans, if you're looking at that photo, on both sides, fans behind, fans above, and then the bagpipes coming out underneath. Like it's massive. Like just and one of the most iconic songs in the history of Australian music, getting blasted out as pre-game entertainment. Like everybody's singing along, everybody knows the words. I think, like it's just epic. It would have been epic to be a part of that at a concert with 100,000 people singing the voice,
Yeah.
like mammoth.
Unbelievable. So John Farnham has been at 7 AFL grand finals:
There you go.
1979, 1989, 1996, this one in '09, and then back again in 2022. There was a tribute, obviously, so 6 times. The seventh was Robbie Williams singing the song.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, man, it's like I think it's so fun. Like we live in Europe, we live in Sweden, and we've traveled around the world, and everyone knows You're the Voice. If that comes
Yeah,
on in a pub, every
yeah,
mofo is singing that song. And
yeah,
then it's like all of a sudden, if you're an Aussie in that pub, you're a god because they will just gravitate to you like, oh, that's Johnny Farnham, he's Australian, or you're Australian. Oh yeah, yeah. Like, and
mm,
just the what that means to be an Australian and hear that song, and then also at a grand final of a sport that is unique to Australia, just the feeling and the patriotism. I feel a little bit like an American at the Super Bowl singing the national
yeah.
anthem, like.
Yeah. But that's the difference is some of the like what say three of these performances. Oh well, like Tina Turner's not Australian, but it's like the I think we relate a lot. A lot of the ones on the list that we really love are iconic Aussies singing iconic Australian songs. Where it's like you look at the Super Bowl and you're like, well, they're singing huge pop songs that are worldwide, but there's a difference there. Like I think we really get patriotic around our sort of rock music or
And our
our
sports.
Australian artists that do well, like where
Yeah.
it's a bit different to any sort of other. I don't know. Well, like it's hard to compare, but I'd say at least like America and the UK and stuff. Like we really get behind this Aussie feeling in music, and obviously at halftime it'll be even more epic. Maybe someone from America is like, "What the fuck's that?" Like that wasn't a great performance, but because it gives you goosebumps and you relate it to so much Aussie stuff, it's something that we get really patriotic about. Which maybe there's not a lot of things like that that Australians really hold close to their heart. But The Voice, I think, is definitely one of those things. When you hear it, you're like, "Oh, home!"
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It's that and um the horses, Daryl Braithwaite.
Daryl Brathwaite, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can't believe that didn't make the list, but I guess we can give that an honourable mention is
Yeah.
Daryl Brathwaite and
Yeah.
horses. Like when was that? Daryl Brathwaite, Gangs of Youth, 2018 in the NRL, he was there. Like, yeah, there's
So
like,
good that you go
y-
into Braithwaite's Wikipedia page and inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame in 2017, and then the photo that's accompanying that, it's like Braithwaite performing at Caboolture RSL in
there you
2009.
go.
Like just a Caboolture, like
Yeah, of all places in all the world,
yeah,
in all of Australia, and he's
that's the
there at the
photo they
Caboolture
have.
Ari,
Yeah.
2009. Someone's just taken over that, changed their life at the Caboolture RSL. Probably hit
Yeah,
on the pokies, durry in
yeah,
their hand, Daryl Brathwaite singing. It's the night of their life.
that's it. Well, mate, a good list there. I think we've nailed some good selections. If you've
Yep.
come this long, you're still watching, chuck your top grand final performance in the comments. Let us debate it. And I think we
Yeah.
have to come back and do a worst top five because it's just looking at the list again. There's so many bad ones in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuff like that's not even like the artist's fault. Like there's so many things that can go wrong at one of these big performances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think
All
the
right,
money
buddy.
that just goes down the drain. Mm.
I've no idea where maybe it's this one. Oh, it is. Look,
Oh,
find and follow
yeah. Muscle
bets.com.au.
memory. Yeah. Sports Pez Jez, Tux Sports Takes, bets.com.au. Hang with us here and stay ahead of the game.